Hi students, today we are going to discuss a short story to build a fire written by Jack London. His short stories about adventure and peril on sea and ice have the fierceness of realism and simplicity of prose style. To build a fire, published as a short story in Lost Phase in 1910, tells of an unnamed man and a dog in the Klondike region of the Yukon in the northeastern Canada. It traces the man's movement towards his death as he vainly attempts to travel across the Yukon Trail in temperatures dropping to 75 degrees below zero. The dog, an inhabitant of natural surroundings, on the other hand, survives. The man learns that at times human brain and technology is not as useful as the dog's intuitive ancestral understanding of how to stay alive in a very cold weather. The story begins with the description of the terribly cold and grey day on which the unnamed protagonist had set out on a journey. It was 9 o'clock in the morning and there was no sun. The wide Yukon Trail lay hidden under 3 feet of ice, and as far as the man's eyes could see, it was unbroken white. The man who wished to travel on the Yukon Trail to reach the camp by 6 in the evening in extremely brutal cold was initially indifferent to the cold. This was the man's first winter in the Yukon, but because he was without imagination and thus unaccustomed to thinking about life and death, he was not afraid of the cold, which he estimated as 50 degrees below zero. He did not meditate about man's general weakness, ability to live only within narrow limits of heat and cold. It was only when he spat and it crackled in the air he realized it was colder than 50 below zero, but this did not bother him. The man was accompanied by a big native dog. It was a wolf dog, grey-coated and not noticeably different from its brother the wild wolf. The animal was worried by the cold and its instinct told him that this was not time to travel. The dog did not know anything about temperatures, but the animal sensed the danger. Its fear made it question eagerly every movement of the man, as if expecting him to go into a camp or to seek shelter somewhere and build a fire. At 10 o'clock, the man reached the forks of the Henderson Creek. The man then believed that he was making good use of the time in his journey by traveling 4 miles an hour. He decided to stop and rest. At 12:30, the man arrived at the divide of the creek. His rate of travel assured him that he could reach the camp in time, so he decided to stop for lunch. But the ice muscle prevented any movement of the mouth. His toes were becoming numb. He stamped his feet to bring back feeling to them. Then he gathered some firewood and slowly built a fire. In its protection, he ate his biscuits. The lunch was over, and the man prepared to leave for his destination. But the dog wanted to stay back near the fire. It felt a vague fear. Still, it followed his master. They walked for some time without any obstacle, and then came one. The man suddenly broke through at a place. He wet himself halfway to the knees before he could flounder away. Now it became necessary to build a fire and dry out his footgear. He looked for dry firewood. His feet His fingers, his nose, and cheek were becoming numb. He remembered the advice of the old timer on Sulphur Creek that no man must travel when the temperature falls below 50. He smiled to think that these old timers were rather womanish. He had an accident, but it would be alright soon. He began moving his arms, beating the mittened hands against his sides, but no feeling was created in his hands. He finally realized it was a matter of life and death. The fear of death made him lose control of himself, and in frenzy he began to run along the creek bed. He ran frantically, hoping to regain the feeling in his feet and to reach the camp, but he lacked endurance. The man dropped in exhaustion. Realizing that the numbness was creeping up his body, he started off again in wild terror. The dog remained with him throughout his panic. The man felt jealous and angry at the animal's warm and healthy condition. The man finally resigned to his fate. He thought of accepting death with dignity. He thought to sleep his way to death. Thus, the man went into a peaceful sleep, which was his last sleep. The dog howled under the stars. Then it turned and walked in the direction of the camp, where he would get food and fire. So we can see there is an inherent message in the story, where the man relies completely on his intellect, which fails him at the end. There is his dog which relies solely on instinct. The man fails to save his life while the dog survives. The overconfidence of the cool-headed man cheats him, and he dares to do what the dog knows is dangerous. The man's self-confidence becomes foolhardiness when he makes fun of the old timer who advised him not to travel in the area without a companion. This proves that in such extreme conditions, instinct is a better guide than intellect.